my fiery kittens, it's Firecats3 here, and to be real with you guys, I've had an awful week. So today's video is not a review, not a Firecats3 things, but a redesign video that just makes me smile because I get to play with my characters. So let's get into my redesign and the history and all that fun jazz. First off, when I was deciding to redesign a character, I originally had wanted to do the character Jinx. However, when I went to get the supporting pages and other drawings that I had, it turns out I had already redesigned her and I didn't want to change the redesign. It was a pretty nice redesign, did exactly what I wanted. So yeah, I decided that I had to change the character. So, deciding to stay in the same vein of character given to me by Ludacrisy, I decided to redesign the blonde-haired character that I could not, for the life of me, remember what her name is. I'm pretty sure she was given a name and that I was told the name. However, I don't have those chat logs anymore, and personally, I just can't remember. It was too long ago. So, for this video, we're going to be calling her Trish because it rhymes with fish. And her redesign is all about sailors. So let's get into the redesign. So for this character, I wanted to do a redesign based on the species that I made called Goddess Class. And the reason the species is called Goddess Class, so it sounds a class as opposed to a species, is because these creatures are very egotistical, because they create worlds, creatures, species, etc. They create everything. So they're very much like gods in my little world. However, they aren't actually gods, if that makes sense. And hopefully I haven't spoiled anything, because the point was these would be more revealed about this species when season 2 or season 3 dropped of Brain Blazer. However, it's going to be a while till that happens, so I don't think this is going to be very hard to stay out of spoilers. Hopefully. Anyway, so I decided to take Trish here and make her a goddess class. First thing you have to determine with a goddess class is what is their reason for creating. So for the goddess class, they have a traditional ceremonial test-like thing where they get to create their first thing, which then later determines their reason for creating. And with Trish, I really felt like she'd be more of a curious girl. She kind of gave me the vibe of someone who hasn't grown up yet and just has wonder in their eyes. So I gave her the reason for creating curiosity, which means that she gets an anklet that is yellow on her right leg. So this anklet for her is bright yellow because that's the color for curiosity. There are actually 8 different colors that they can get, but I'm only going to talk about curiosity because that's the one that Trish got. So after determining that she was going to be curiosity, then I had to determine her look. Now, I loved her blonde hair and the pink tails, but I felt like I needed her to be more childlike, with her creativity being curiosity. So I put her hair up more in an anime style pink tails of a sweet tsundere type of style, and she ended up looking really cute. I gotta admit, she looks really cute. And that's when I was like, well, you know, she's kind of got a sailor's hat. I don't think she was actually meant to be like a sailor. I think she was supposed to be more of a painter. That would be like a painter's hat or something. But when I was making the redesign, I took it as like a sailor's hat, which is why her entire design changed from artistic scarf beauty to sailor. So I picked the basic sailor aesthetic for like an anime where it's just like a schoolgirl uniform but with a sailor's hat. And I also gave her a midriff because lately I've discovered that I'm obsessed with midriffs thanks to the cartoons I watched back when I was little. Damn you, Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what I'm gonna say. Damn you, Yu-Gi-Oh! Kim Possible and all those other shows that I watched where there was a midriff. Anyway, so next thing I had to decide on was her weapon. So goddess classes each are gifted a weapon of some sort, or long staff. The reason it's always some sort of long weaponry is that they are always floating everywhere, so they need something that can do long distance. And a lot of times you'll see, example with my character Gorda, she's got a scythe, you'll see them sitting on their weapon while floating. It's almost like a witchy type of thing going on there. So I decided to give her a fishing pole as opposed to a harpoon or whatever else you might use to fish, because I wanted her curiosity to be the biggest focus with her, and if she had a harpoon, that would just something that would kill fish. She's not interested in killing them as much as she's just interested in catching them and then throwing them back after she discovers everything about them. Kind of deal. So that's why she has a lovely, lovely fishing pole. I also decided to do her with her mask on. Now, in goddess class society, they wear masks when they are not around other goddesses. So when there's any other type of species that they are talking to, they are to wear a mask. And the idea with the mask is just like, it's a way of being mysterious. Again, egocentric culture idea for these characters. So they always believe they're better than you, so you do not deserve the right to see the full face of the goddess class. From there, I then had to go into her color palette. So with her color palette, I wanted to keep the blonde hair, obviously. I did tone it down a bit, so it's not as vibrant, but it's definitely brighter than most characters with blonde hair. Look at Ty if you want a comparison. But I did keep it pretty bright and pink-taily, because it's got to be bouncy and cute, because she's a very bouncy, energetic character. Okay, so here's how the color patterns worked. After I did her hair and her skin, which I just kept the same, I then had to decide what colors from her original design I want to use. So now in her original design, she had green, blue, and red. Here's the issue. Those three color combinations don't mash well visually, or just they're not easy to put together with the mind of the eye. So in my opinion, I had a choice of going green blue, green red, or red blue. Red blue was automatically off the table because again I felt like that was a little too much. And I had the choice between green red and blue green. I chose blue green because I felt like that was more close to the sailor aesthetic that I wanted, the curious fisherman journey that she would have. So I kept her hat completely blue like the original, light blue on top, dark blue on the bottom. And her sailor suit just became a regular sailor suit with the underneath ascot being tied by a purple bead and being green itself. Now, with the purple and the green, when I was doing the mask, I had to choose if it was going to be purple or green, and same with her ear. Now, goddesses have this very special ear that is basically like, it looks like a bead with feathers coming out of it. It's very beautiful. It hears just as normal, and it's kind of more like a crystal ball than anything else. With that said, I didn't think green was the right color to go there. So I made it purple to match the bead on her ascot, but her ascot was green, so I felt like I couldn't add a new color to my palette. I had a choice of making it blue or green, and we really didn't have that much green on her. So I was like, you know what? She's crazy, she's curious, she would totally have a green mask to basically look like a frog. So that's why she has a green mask. Simple as that, it looks like a frog. If you're noticing in the picture, she is barefoot. The reason she is barefoot is because all goddesses float, like I said before, so they don't wear shoes whatsoever, which is very helpful for me because it means that I don't ever have to draw them with shoes, but also horrible for me because, as you can see, I suck at feet. Legs and feet are like just kryptonite to me. But, you know, it came out pretty good with her blue, green, purple color combination. After putting all the colors together, I decided then I had to work on the eyes. Now, the eyes are misleading, and I didn't realize this until I had finished doing the whole thing, and then it hit me. I chose the wrong second color for the eyes because they are just so misleading for what they're supposed to actually look like. So I gave her brown eyes like the original picture had. She had brown eyes and all that. However, because she is a goddess class, she has to have a secondary color within the eyes. It's just something that's a part of the goddess class. It's like how I make all ghosts, their color scheme is inverted. So we normally have the lighter colors are on the bottom and it gets darker from the top. It starts with dark colors and gets lighter as it goes to the top. They reverse their eyes. So with Goddess class, they have 2 colored eyes. If I can bring up my picture of Gorda again, she has a green and pink eye color combination. And as you can see, where we would normally highlight the light part of the eye, it is pink as opposed to a light green, and it just looks pretty. With Trish, I decided, I'm gonna do yellow because yellow is the color of curiosity. So let's keep the theme the same. However, if you've watched me color in brown eyes, brown, as it gets lighter, goes to like an orange and then a yellow. So the eyes ended up looking like normal eyes, even though they're actually 2 colored eyes. So that was my mistake. It still looks good. Don't get me wrong, she still looks great. But her eyes do have a bit of a misleading notion to them. They are actually 2 colors. They are yellow and brown. However, it doesn't look that way. So after completing all her colors and loveliness to her, I decided that I needed to do an interesting background for her. For me, I really just wanted to do stars in space because that's where the Goddess class is from. They are from outer space. Woo! Not really. They are basically creatures that have a home planet, but they are never on their home planet because they're always creating. So they're creatures that can easily sustain themselves outside in space with very little to survive. They don't need much in order to survive. So I wanted to keep that theme going, so I gave her a very sparkly outer space background. And her foot, if you notice, because this took me a while to do, she's like bending space like a puddle underneath her one foot. Again, an effect that I wanted to do didn't come out great, but it is there and you can see it. And that is it. That is Trish. So, with Trish, just story time. As I was making her, I decided that she would be a great foil to Gorda for that series. So I can't really tell you much about her other than she is the same age as Gorda, has completed her test, unlike Gorda, and has her own creations that she has made that, again, I haven't decided what exactly creation she's made, but they will be there. Probably a water world. I feel like she'd be like the creator of Atlantis type of thing. Curiosity. Anyway, that is Trish. Thanks for watching. I've had a good time talking to you, and Firecats 3 out.